Good day everyone, welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the bottom of the map we have BaldWizard playing the Mongols as he moves his town center up to a perfect spawn. Up there we have a woodland right next to a gold vein, which is exactly what you're looking for as a Mongol player. He'll send one villager to the Uvu and the rest will come back up, 4 onto wood and 1 onto gold. On the top we have we'll call him Tom, playing the red. He has 6 villagers all on wood. That signals, and no hunting cabin, which signals to me a dock opener. Let's see how he goes. We have 1 villager peeling off from the wood and heading towards food. Yep, we just lost a villager under the town center for food. And there we go, villager heading out, probably to dock. Let's follow him a little bit. Oh, yep, dock going up on this pond. Let's take a look at the pond. We have 5 shoreline fish and 1 deep sea fish, which is great pond right there. The Mongol player does not have a dock going up yet, as he had to build the Uvu. He probably cannot afford it, and as we see, he's only up to 80 wood. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit so we can not have such a big file size for YouTube, because uploading gets to take months if the file size is too big. So dock going up on the top left corner with the deep sea fish for Tom, and BaldWizard heads up to this top right corner to make a dock. Unfortunately, only 5 shoreline, but no deep sea fish. Curious, because he has a pond with deep sea fish over here and hasn't gone for it. Does he know about it? Yes, he's definitely seen it, and he sees that it has deep sea fish, but he still chooses to go to the top corner. Interesting. Maybe he thinks it's more defensible on the top right side. And he may be right, as this one's a little bit further than the other one is. He has a pretty good spawn over here. He has 2 deer patches right on top of his TC, not far at all, very easily defensible. That's a pretty great spawn here for BaldWizard. He has an early pasture going up as well as the dock, so his food is going to be great. We see a lot of players doing that more and more, is pasturing up early, getting that constant sheep spawning in for you. How did Tom do with his bounty? He's at 160, which is not bad. He'll probably pick up this whole deer patch. He has a second scout on the map somewhere. One's getting the deer here. The other one is unclear where the other one is. Maybe only one scout. I thought I saw 2 on the map, but I might be wrong. Okay, he's going after the Golden Gate with 6 villagers, so that's going to be quite fast. And BaldWizard is only going up with 2 villagers, so that'll mean a slower age up. But it'll mean more people on resources and more efficient eco. Very curious that Tom did not go for the deep sea fish here. That's a slight of a mistake, I think, because deep sea will get him faster fish. And we see he heads out now because, wow, he already finished 1 shoreline fish. That is insane how fast the fish go now that they did that nerf to the amount of fish that there's there and the fishing gather rate. Okay, they're both players up. The first thing that Tom decides to put down is stable, and then followed by a quick blacksmith. Very interesting. So he's looking like for a cave opener, and he starts to go on gold because he cannot survive anymore without putting down a gold mine. He's almost at his 250 bounty. We'll have that shortly after 2 more sheep get taken. And finally BaldWizard gets up with his 2 villagers. And we have a scout just parked down on the bottom, giving Tom good line of sight of what's going on down here. His double scout has We now found that second scout. They're hanging around. Scouting out if there's any military production buildings on the Uvu, and as we say that, down goes an archery range, which looks good for BaldWizard. I mean, sorry, it looks good for Tom because he went down stable, so he should be able to. Oh wow, look at all these production buildings. 3 archery range, double stable. Tom is going all out on the production buildings. That's some nice amount of production buildings. Hopefully he can sustain those production buildings with an eco, otherwise it's wasted. But with all the fish and the double dock that he's doing, he should be able to afford that. He has 2 knights already out on the first relic that's closest to his base. And he's producing knights out of 2 stables. No archers on the way yet. And as we say that, knights go in for a raid, which is very nice. Survives with all 3 knights. And he took down 1, 2, 3, possibly a 4th villager right there. So Tom is at 50 villagers, including fishing ships, and wow, BaldWizard only at 27. And as we say that, out come 4 Magudai. He's putting down a barracks as well, double barracks as well. Try and deal with those knights. He has double spearmen producing out of the barracks. Tom's got a wooden fortress on the dock to protect it, as well as 3 scouts parked out in the middle, and the knights just chilling right outside Tom's base. And in they go for a raid. They pick up 1, 2 villagers, and then they pop right out. Although now he sees that Magudai, and he has to be ready with enough archers to be able to counter, and he does, because he has a nice amount of archers. Looking at 12 archers, should be able to deal with Magudai pretty well, and spearmen as well. So all he has to do is go ham on those archers, and he does, because he has 6 more on the way, and another 3 that just popped out. Very smart that he's rallying his troops up here, and he's not rallying them straight into the enemy base, because they can get picked off easily if that's how it's done. Great stuff out of Tom over here. Great unit composition, great production, and on top of that he's already castled up, which is insane. And he seems to be outproducing the Mongol player even with the Uvu buff, so that's great stuff there. Knight just poking around, keeping BaldWizard on his toes. And was setting up for a battle, but these archers are going to get massacred because they're outnumbered heavily. But the knights in the back line, oh, and they get spear-walled by the spears. Now they're backing off. All in all, pretty good fight, I think, for Tom because he has a better unit composition. The archers deal very well with spears and Magudai, and they're upgraded to veteran now, so that's pretty good timing for Tom to have that fight right as he's hitting Castle Age upgrades. BaldWizard about to age up, and he goes down obviously with a step redoubt. Tom has so much resources, he's either going to quick Imperial or he has to start making more production buildings to keep up with that. He has units producing out of everything now. Oh, another confrontation, and he backs up because I'm imagining BaldWizard does not want to have to deal with those upgraded archers before his are even upgraded. Uvu is depleted, and so he's building second Uvu. So we have the same composition. We have knights, archers, but he's mixing in some crossbowmen to deal with the men-at-arms that are eventually going to come out. Relics being picked up, great job. It's hard to remember to pick up all your relics when you're dealing with fights and eco and stuff like that, so to see someone managing to do that all while still macroing his fights and building production units, that's great. Great to see. Let's take a look at the villager count for Tom. He's sitting on 78. And we have BaldWizard sitting at 41. That's going to be very tough to overcome. Even with the stone bonus, that's very difficult to deal with. Is he making even fishing ships? Yeah, he only has 4 fishing ships, while Tom has 10. Although they've already outgrown that pond, so they're kind of useless in that pond right there. But he has another 9 over here, so he's just going all out on the fishing, which should give him a leg up. And those are upgraded knights now. Castle Age knights. And it looks like we're setting ourselves up for a nice battle here. Does BaldWizard have vision? He has slight vision on what's going on. And Tom does also have vision as well because of that wooden fortress, which is giving him great line of sight. Tom going for the sacred site, trying to coax BaldWizard out of his base. And he's doing a great job at having scouts behind the forest, giving him vision, but not letting them see him. And wow, Tom imping up. He's going up with the high armory, which is perfectly placed next to the 2 siege workshops. Well, Tom is putting on a clinic over here on how to deal with early Mongol aggression because he hasn't faced any of it. Great job with early fishing, boosting his food income. Give himself a 1 leg up. Oh, and we have the manga now firing up a shot which causes everything to just go haywire. A great nice charge. Wow, the knights are just catching up so early. That was a great fight by Tom. Absolute clinic. And I don't think that BaldWizard can outproduce him because his eco is so strong. He's sitting on 91 eco while BaldWizard is only at 48. That's not enough. And now Tom is imping up, and I don't know if BaldWizard is going to have an answer for that. The numbers are just not there for him. He's at 102 military, and BaldWizard is only 36. This is just setting up for an absolute bloodbath. Absolute bloodbath. The siege is pouring in. The knights are there. They take down a barracks. And the mangonels on the back line just gonna take out all of the frontline troops. The knights are ready for... Oh, and they even have the buff of the warrior monks giving them some extra armor, as you can see. And there goes the entire military force of BaldWizard. And we should see it tap out any minute now. Yep, there we go. Great job by Tom there getting to the late game. Bruce late game is insane, and that was very well done to hold off the Mongol early aggression and clean up shop. Great job there. Alright, so this has been my first cast, hopefully. It doesn't show. And I will be hoping to cast the second game as well shortly.